Hi, this is Pranay again. Now today we are going to see functions. Functions are used to logically break our code into simpler parts which become easier to maintain and understand. So basically we compress if we want to write that code again and again, we prefer to write that as a function so that we can use it in a compressed form. Now in the last video I made this if function or if statement to find out whether our value is odd or even. Now I'll be using this and making it into a function later on. First I'll talk about our functions. Now in function, we first specify a function name. Let's say I'm talking about odd even, so I'll say odd and I'll just write even. Okay, so I'm checking whether it is odd or even. And we say equal to, and to define that it is a function we use the word function. You can see as soon as I write function, it shows me function definition. These functions provide the base mechanism for defining new functions into in our R language. Now after function we write our arguments in our round brackets. Round brackets takes arguments which we are going to use inside our function. Now in odd and even, we took only one single value, that was y, so I will write it as y. If I am using multiple value, I'll say y comma z comma a or something like that. I will define all the different values that I am going to be using. If I want a default value, I can define it here as well. Right now I'm just taking it as y, and then we open our curly brackets. Now in our curly bracket we write our statement for which we are writing this function. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Now if you are wondering that we have used already y here, does not matter, it will replace it anyways. I'll clear this so that there is no other value defined before this. So I'll just take this into consideration and press Ctrl Enter. Now here you can see that in our global environment they have shown that we have defined a function. The name of the function is odd even and it says function y, so we are going to take a value y. Now if I want to check a particular value is odd or even, all I have to do is now odd even. I have to define it exactly the same way I have written with E capital, and then I'll open my bracket and you can see it shows me that I have to write a particular value that takes the value as y. So I'll just write 16.55, and if I press Ctrl Enter, it will say that it is not an integer. You can use this again. If I just say 16, it says 16 is even, and if I use 13, it would say that 13 is odd. So again, the same thing that we did here, rather than taking one single value, we have made it into a function. Now we can put the value inside our function. Similarly, if let's say I'll take another example for a function and I want to make a function that gives me power value. So let's say I'll define a function POW and I'll write function, and in the argument I will take two values. One would be x and the other would be y, for which first of all x would be the value for which we are calculating our power, and y would be our value that is our power. Okay, so let's say define a general value or a default value for y as 1. So if we do not write our power, it should take default value as 1. Now for our statement, I'll open my curly bracket, I'll press enter. Now I have to write what to do with this x and y. So I'll say, let's say my value result would be nothing but x raised to y. This is what I want as my result. And then I want it to write a particular statement. I'll say print and then paste, because I am basically writing multiple values. So I'll say x comma, then I have a statement raised to the power, and then comma y, another comma, say is, and then I want my result. So this becomes nothing but my power function. I'll press Ctrl Enter, and again I have another function here, that is POW. So how do I write it? I'll say power POW and open bracket, and you can see x comma y is equals to 1. If I just write 6, what do I get? I get 6 raised to the power 1 is 6, because it has taken value of y by default as 1. Or if I say power, let's say 12 comma 144, it's a very large value, so let's say 12 comma 14. If I press Ctrl Enter, you can see 12 raised to the power 14 is this much. I'll take a smaller value so that we can judge. I'll just take raised to 2. It says 12 raised to the power 2 is 144. So this is how we can use our functions to do some kind of a work that gives us a final value. Okay, and if I'm going to use this power function again and again, so I should define it in my codes like here, so that all I have to use is this power value. Okay. Similarly, if I want, let's say, a root value, because I have not limited my y value to being integer, let's say if I want root 2, so I'll say x comma 0.5. If I press Ctrl Enter, I get 1.4142. Now you can do a lot of different things here. Let's say I do not want my result to show me so many different decimal points, so I will restrict it to a particular decimal point by using my round function. So in result here, I can final answer, I will just say round this result and comma to, let's say, 2 decimal points. So I'll say 2, and then I think I have to close the bracket. And if I now define power again, so I'll have to select everything, Control Enter. There is an error, unexpected. This I think I have missed a particular bracket or something. Let me just check. Okay, here I have just 2 brackets, whereas I need 3 brackets, 1, 2, and I want 3. So I want 3 closing brackets here. Most likely that was what an error was, but it is I have to put it at the end because it is only taking 2 brackets. Okay, sometimes these are faults of RStudio, that it sometimes thinks we have already given enough brackets, so it does not take more brackets. Okay, so sometimes you have to power through it. And after that, if I take this power, Control Enter, it will just give me 1.41. Now the problem with using round function here is that, let's say that I'm finding square of, say, 0.005. So if I say square of that, so I press Control Enter, you can see the final value is 0. Why? Because in actuality 0.005 raised to 2 should give me, see, 10 raised to minus 5 value. This is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 5. So clearly I have a lot of zeros here. So instead of using round, I would prefer using significant numbers. So instead of round, I will write how many significant numbers do I want. So for the function for it is SINGIF. Okay, or SIGN, I guess, not NG. SIGN, I think. Let's check. And let's say I want 4 significant numbers. And again, run my function and I'll check what answer do I get here. Now see, it is taking all different values. I'll check a smaller value, let's say 0.025. Let's say what significant numbers it gives us. So it is giving 0.000 and then 625, because it is taking at least 4 significant numbers. Here we got only 3 significant numbers. If I say raised to 3, I'll have more, so it took 4 significant numbers. Let's make it less zeros so that it does not show us e raised to. So I press Ctrl Enter. You can see here I have 4 significant numbers. In actuality, our 0.25 raised to 3. You can see we had 5 significant numbers, but it rounded down and gave us 4 significant numbers. Okay, so this is how we can make functions. We can use functions. Okay. In the next video, we'll be talking about loops. Loops are one of the most important functions that we see in any programming language, so that we don't write code again and again to if you want to do the same thing again and again, we don't need to write it again and again. Okay, so we'll see that in the next video.